Hello and welcome. I'm Rex Obscurum. This is Dominions 5. This game has just come out, and I haven't had a chance to play a game yet in this installment of the series. I will say, I really enjoy this series of games, and yeah, I hope that I can show you why I find this such an amazing series of games, as it goes really deep. To start off, this game takes place just after the old god died, and, well, they call it the Pantocrator. And a lot of pretenders are gonna try to take its place now. And we are gonna be trying to, well, we are trying to just remove all other pretenders from the game, as we really want to, well, we really want to rule the world. That's the practicality of the matter. I'm right now just trying to figure out what bliss effect I get from what. So air does a lot of things. So extra precision, fast shot, bless units have their missile weapons increase 30 range. Does not. Okay, swiftness, major shock resistance. That's cool. Bless units get lesser charge by effects. I provide protection against the shock. Okay. And there is cold resistances, winter walker, water walking, major cold resistant defense skill. Okay. I'm gonna start off by doing reconstruction. I'm gonna put one more point into that so I can actually get. What does this do? Ooh, that's powerful, but no. I would want these. I'm just gonna check if I can get how many points I can get in there. I might not be interested as much in air or water for that matter. I can't get fortitude and reconstruction, so I might also take one of these, so I can do that, or two even. So I can get fortitude, which is, let's just put it like this. This is powerful. So there's arcane finesse, magical penetration, farcaster, magic resistance, magic weapons. It's interesting. So I'm gonna go with major magical resistance and minor magic resistance, which is my blessings dealt with and my character dealt with. Yeah. Something I made up. That's our god's name. So I personally prefer to get as many special sites as possible because it increases the well, it increases a lot of stuff. So I'm gonna enable interesting things. So I want as many global enchantments as possible. Thrones of Ascension is still a thing apparently. Magnetism. Nah, I don't like that idea. So we are gonna add some extra thrones, which basically we capture to rule the world, and we go to war. I'm gonna allow renaming, and I'm gonna not do master password. Cheat prevention is active, that's good. And now the world is being created. That was quick. So, again, this is the first time me playing on this new installation, and I love the new UI. It's a lot more compact and obvious than the previous ones. So in unit recruitment, I'm just gonna check out if there's anything I don't know about. So yeah, there's the Enki's chosen. I only get 2 holy points though, because I don't have that much of them. But I do want to use blessed or blessable units, as I get a huge bonus for using them. On that note, I have to figure out what would be somebody who can do good research. So I can either go with the cheapest form of research, that's new, I think, because this guy apparently organizes defenses for free. Let me check. So I think all my researchers are holy units, which is not a good thing for the recruitment of holy units, for me at least. But that does require me to be a bit more careful with how I spend my points. And I'm gonna make this guy the prophet of my god, since he's gonna be leading the armies that will do what I want to do. Then I get 45 points. So I got 1 enchantment apparently, which doesn't really help. So I'm just quickly gonna press E so I can get the earth spell, so I can see what is in this. So there is living gargoyles, which are magical entities who just well, they fly around, so you could potentially kill an enemy commander with this, so I will go for that at some point. Then there is conjuration. Hang on. I'm still getting used to the UI, so there is all kinds of stuff I can summon, which is interesting. Although there is many interesting things, so I will go through that for a while. And there's many different spells which do different things. And it's actually quite fun to just read through them, because there's a lot of interesting stuff in there as well. One thing that is really, really amazing is the construction, which is, you see this called construction of lesser magical items, greater magical items. These are actual items, sometimes with effects more powerful than the spells that we have. I actually want to check that one out real quick. Wow. That's powerful. That just disturbs the entire existence of everyone there. And that's blood magic. We're not dabbling into blood magic right now, at least. So I'm gonna pick 1 level in construction, and then actually 2 levels into construction, and then up until level 5 of enchantment, and we'll see what happens after that. And that should be it for now. And now we set up our army to contain all the troops we want. And we just move our army to somewhere where they're gonna fight our enemies, which should go reasonably well. I should also not forget to add in the options to automatically, give me a second, gameplay, hang on, yeah, give orders to commanders automatically. So from now on, when I get researchers, they automatically start researching, which is, for me at least, an important fact. So I'm gonna view the battle now, as it seems like something I want to see what could have gone better. Apparently, somebody involved in this battle is called Adolf, which is not my guy, so I can't do anything about that. Give me a second. I just want to check on this guy. So, this chosen one has a resistance to all melee attacks, which makes him a good buster of enemies, and he also has quite the magical resistance from the blessing. So my troops are pretty protected against most mundane forms of attacking. Although I feel the issue in this situation is the actual arrows, which makes a lot of sense. Oh, they actually killed 14 units, none of them died. That's something I did not expect. That's something new, apparently, which I did absolutely not know. And apparently after the battle, this guy found a great sword of sharpness, which is not an issue. Since it's not a cursed item, it is not of my business. As this happens as well, I will move my prophet here to try to look for sites of magical power. And that was this turn. And apparently due to the growing size of my army, I am losing a lot of my income though, due to that I'm actually producing units, which is important. So I will be trying to get things done. Apparently 3 of them died. That's probably due to the elephants, which not much of an issue. So let's see what magic sites we found. We found a magma cave and a mineral cave, which is a good find, at least I personally feel. Apparently a capital of one of my enemies is here, which is a rather annoying fact, since, well, it's hard to kill a capital. Okay. So I won't just send my troops in to die in the enemy's field, as that would be not a very smart thing to do. I should be careful though that I do not lose faith, which would be a very bad thing. So I'm gonna stop the recruitment of troops, or at least lower the recruitment of troops for now, until I have everything I need to build a temple. So unrest, province income goes down. Apparently he vanished because he had no more followers left, which means that that's not a good thing. That's somebody else's religion, which is getting very powerful over there, which is not something I personally like. Well, it's something I personally have a lot of issues with, because it means that I'm at risk of dying too. And in that sense, that's very bad. And there is a magic site, a maze, which gives the pearls. So this guy can now construct a temple, which is gonna kind of just well, just expand my faith. That's the easiest way to put it. Yeah. So there's troops being made. So I'm gonna prepare to attack that fortress now, since my enemy is clearly outnumbered, and I'm not afraid of the Zibalbans, currently at least. There was a battle in Mictlan. Our forces were beaten by the defending forces of Zibalba, so they had 40 warriors. My leader actually died, and that's how that happened. That's unfortunate, since they no longer have a leader now. And, well, I am gonna look at the battle though, as it would be interesting to see what exactly was the failure of this tactic. I think I just know what it is, because they can fly. They just probably swamped my commander, which would be a very obvious choice. Let me check. That's a chosen one. That's just a regular Enkidu. So apparently my commander was just targeted by one of the Zimbabwe units. Which, sadly enough, is rather annoying, since now I have to replace my commander with somebody a bit more adequate. Which is not as much of an issue, but more a nuisance would more properly explain the issue. But nothing that can be fixed, as it is still very early game. Also, construction 2 has been reached. Give me a second. Actually, that's the right level for now, so I'll use that for this point in time. Let's see what kind of magical items I can forge currently, as there might be some interesting items which can provide with what I'm looking for. Yeah. I'm just trying to look around for things that I've not seen before. Well. Yeah, nothing so far, although I will have to look a bit more extensively through this place. Since this is the more difficult one, because there's a lot of stuff here. This is the practical miscellaneous tab of, like, it's actually called miscellaneous, and it goes into miscellaneous slots. And different things do different things. Which can make it rather annoying to get something done. Bless. Huh. Crystals of protection. Wound Fend Amulet. The Pebble Pouch. And there's a stone bird which just smashes into enemies, which is rather funny. And there's the Cat Eye Amulet. But again, nothing interesting here as of current. Which is not an issue. I can deal with that. And that's this turn. Although I do not enjoy that a throne has been claimed, as might be expected. So let me find the person who I recruited. There he is. And now I'm just gonna move him to there. And that's the issue, at least for now, fixed. For a while at least. And it might seem like I'm sending all my troops into death, and it practically is, but I'm trying to just overrun my enemy by producing more troops than they do. Which, since that's a castle, that's very important to us. So did we win? No. Again, our leader got beaten, but we did kill more of their troops than they did of ours, which proves an interesting issue. Why do our commanders keep dying? Like, I also just want to ensure that's the commander, and his movement, his basic movement is 16, combat speed is 12, and these guys have a combat speed of 11, so why can't he be faster than them? I don't know. Guess I could. Yeah, and that's how he dies. And then everybody just flees. Why aren't they running yet? The commander just died. So yeah, these guys keep just assassinating my commanders. Which has a fairly simple solution. I I should have seen it coming, but I just forgot because it's been a while since I've dealt with this specific type of enemy, and I think that might actually be a new strategy from the new game, at least from what's been added, which is nice because I love that kind of stuff in these games. Let me check how the research is going, so it will be a while before we get to the gargoyles. Once we have those though, we can pull the same tactic but for the rest of the game with enemies who are rather interesting. At least I see personally. Well, yeah, that didn't come out very well. So now we have a commander. We'll just grab some troops real quick. And just move over there. Also, I should probably check and recruit troops if these guys are truly more useful than these guys, as they are far more expensive. So their spear does 18 damage and this thing does 20 damage. Their reach, their length is 3, their length is 1, so that's actually a reason why spear guys are more useful, as they can attack slightly earlier than their other unarmored counterparts, so I'm gonna keep it that way. Yeah, and you'll see how I will do this. Because now I'm going into producing a rather powerful defense force. Apparently we have found a magical site of an iron mine, which is good because we actually need that stuff. So now we will put this entire army in here. Oh, that's a spin. Survived. Okay, so all these troops will be moved to here, and this guy will also be here. But what we are going to do is, because this guy can have 2 sets of troops. That's an Aikido spear. I need real quickly just to grab the right guy. Okay. They're gonna be there as well, but they're gonna have a different order. Oh, actually we can only have 5, so that order will be to guard a commander, or guard their commander, which means they will flee when their master will flee. These guys are good bodyguards, which is good. Yeah, and then we're gonna try it again. How big is our current army here? Yeah, we should have the advantage this time. Again, should have doesn't mean that we will actually. Again, our commander got defeated, which is starting to really annoy me. So we might actually just put up a good wall and start claiming other territory and then just amassing a larger army next time. I think the issue is that they just drop down, kill the commander and leave again, which can be solved easily with the right magical items. That's some issue. Yeah, they're going up now and they're gonna come down next to my commander, and he's dead. It's the same thing as last time. There is an actual good defense against that, and I will be ready next time. Or fighting them, but for now I should probably just move or create a new army and start looking to the north to actually expand my sphere of influence better, so I have more troops to fight the enemy when the time is there. Again, this all sounds a bit weird, and hang on a second. It all sounds a bit weird, but it will make sense at a later date. Although those were a lot of troops who were just sent into the death for no apparent reason. Although that is something which I will not be happy with. They have been beaten. Apparently our province defense has been overrun, which I am fairly angry about, because they are now pushing into our territory, and that's something we can't have. Also, they have taken the castle, which even more annoys me. Great. Yeah. This is gonna be an issue, as we just lost one of our important places. To start off dealing with this, they can take all our provinces right now, so we have to, or at least I have to, throw a lot of money into protecting both my provinces. I'm just trying to, well, build an army that can defeat these foes. That's the practicality of it. And just trying to not lose this game, since I actually find rather interesting the position we're in, as it is not a favorable position, which makes it a lot more interesting to actually turn it into a favorable situation. Probably through magical means. So the issue is they keep assassinating commanders, which sadly enough at this level and with my current magic types, I do not have anything that can deal with that in a proper fashion, which is a nuisance, as there are many items which can ensure that no commander will be killed through that means of ambush that currently seem to be my enemy's strong point. As this goes on, okay, apparently was under attack at some point recently. My next step is going to be to create, or to actually prepare my god to go to war, which may sound very dangerous, but the difference is these gods are a lot more powerful. Yes. Although more of a researcher, this guy can do some powerful earth spells, which enchantment, the flying shard, is kind of, well, it used to be. Oh, it's not anymore what it was. Oh, that's flying shield, not flying shard. That explains why. Yeah, so flying shard is what I was thinking about. So it gets 2 for each extra level the caster is. But when you go to my actual character, who is 9, that would mean 16 extra shards, which can be kind of a surprise for most unsuspecting enemies. I will add a bit more evocation though, as there is some interesting stuff in there, which I will like. Things like Blade Wind, 40. That's not bad. Apparently bad omens. Neutrals took that region. How fitting. And yes, I'm sending another set of troops into their deaths, but that's my decision. They deserve it. They're stupid enough to follow a god. Into battle and death, apparently. Yes, that's how I think about it, by the way. If you're stupid enough to follow somebody into something, you might as well pay the price for it. Or be willing to pay the price for it. Currently I'm converting some of these gems into pearls, which can be converted back into gems. And if it's from gem, pearl, gem, it costs 4 gems to make another gem, and directly from pearls to gems it's only 2, since each step halves the amount you get. I'm gonna try to make my god more powerful in certain magics, which currently is a bit of a hard thing to do, so instead I'm just gonna ritual cast. I could cast Clayman, although it's not very useful since it's not that powerful of a spell. So instead I'm gonna enliven gargoyles, which is going to give me quite the advantage in battle, as I'm gonna make these guys my assassins. Well, not actual assassins, but more or less the ones who just sneak up behind the enemies. I will put some of them in and you'll understand it. So these guys never heal though, which is an issue. So they will attack. There should be a specific one. And they hold and attack rearmost enemies. That's what I'm gonna make them do. With this result that I practically have what these people have, but slightly more powerful version of that power. Yeah. And I also want to increase the amount of troops here exponentially until I have enough to defend myself and fight into the north, as that's a lot of troops. So I feel that I might have lost this one, because there's a couple of new things I have to get used to, which will still make it an interesting experience, as military tactics have to be tested. This might be an issue, so they can now attack us from 2 sides. So the gargoyles are going to be far back. These guys are going to be far front. And my god will be somewhere in between. These guys will move up to here, and I will increase the province defenses yet again. And I will also slow down the recruitment of these troops a bit. To only recruit the holy troops right now. Interesting fact: the holy troops are automatically blessed if they're in a fight with the with your pretender god, which is a good thing. So this army is definitely increasing in size, which is a good start. Although that is a rather disturbingly large enemy army that I feel uncomfortable having to deal with soon. But I will have to deal with it. Also, I can recruit actual archers here, which I could not do in my main province because they have to be recruited outside of provinces. Which is an interesting fact. Which makes these people very, well, I say people, creatures very interesting to play. In the sense that it's a bit rare. Again, more gargoyles. Practically I'm just hoping that I can pull that trick off on them. Which should be fascinating to see if that happens or not. So I'll give these guys the order to attack. Closest enemy. Yeah, and as this goes on, I try to improve the defenses more, so it's harder for them to take their points. As I do notice that they are moving away, it might be the time to test my army's potential against their enemy. Which would be interesting. move them into that province, which will bring us to the next step. I will also tell this guy's orders during battle. Cast spells, which will deal with a lot of stuff. So the first thing I want to do is find something which protects me against, well, against many things. Like, I'm trying to look for the right words here, but something that protects me against what has happened before, which I do not feel like I have. So I'm just gonna tell this guy to cast flying shards. And after that, we will see what happens. As I am truly intrigued currently if my current setup is that bad or just rather random. I'm not gonna check what has happened before. I want to see what happens. So this might be the battle which determines that we lose this thing. I think we just actually won. Huh. Yeah, gargoyles did most of the work of that. What throne is this? The throne of stability. Cool. And this is how we might actually turn this war around. Although I do not feel comfortable attacking any of these fortresses, which does not help, and we are also dangerously low on supplies in this region. So how many do these give a supply bonus of 10? So I might just force these guys to come up here. That's 4, just for good. Oh, actually 6. Yeah, that will do it. Which allows me to successfully maintain this province if it's not conquered. That is. Yeah. This is a rather dangerous game, as this province is quite high on the shit list of my enemies currently. So I'm gonna stop recruitment as I need all the gold I can get, as the price is already quite high to keep this going. How is there a 41 defense here? Did I accidentally do that? Because yeah, that sounds like something I would have done. Well, next thing I'm gonna do is search for magic sites. I'm putting all my eggs in this basket, by the way, which makes it fairly scary. Garden of Pearls, more of that. Somebody called the Shade Lord joined. So this guy, Dark Power, Spirit Sight. Rather interesting. I'll say that. Huh. I don't understand the special effect. Well, we'll figure it out. This guy is now part of our army and he's gonna be on the front lines, unless he has some really good commander capabilities. Also, child slay, really. Currently, we are just trying to get this province into protection. So that's Balba, that's Mictlan. So the issue is he has 2 castles, which these are rather strong and large provinces, which is not a nice thing for us, at least. So I am thinking about a good way to deal with this. There is also apparently a proclamation from Zabala. Also, I need a prophet, I just realized. Oh, apparently the cooldown for that is gone. Which is a good thing for me, at least. I should also might notice that the income that I have seems to increase. That's because my dominion grows. So a lot more people means more taxes, and more taxes means more gold. That might not make sense, but it does in these games. That brings us to here. Also, what is my current gem growth? Yeah, I get a lot of astral pearls, which gives me a lot of stuff, because that's the Garden of Pearls and the throne. Well, it just makes my magic resistance stronger. As of current, I might just start putting up a castle here. Apparently they're starting to starve because of supplies again. And I might just move one guy over. And I'll also start producing one of these a turn again. Just for good measure. I feel now would be the time to start constructing either palisades. I will do that anyway. But, yeah, also apparently we cannot have our priests preach anymore. Actually, I think that has to be that they have to naturally have that ability, which seems a lot more logical. Okay. It increases the amount. I think I could actually tell this guy now to start constructing a palisade. Although that army is kind of scaring the mental shit out of me. So this region has way too many castles, which does not help. So apparently Ulm tried to attack and we lost 5 spear guards, which rip. Although I do want to see the current structure my army uses, how effective it is. That about do it. I have to say, I truly love this new way of battling. It's so much better than the old game, or previous game. But yeah, I do need to ensure that this province is well protected, as this is probably the first place they're gonna attack. I feel, unless of course they're gonna try to take my other province, which is also about as likely to happen. Hang on 1 second, real quick. Yeah. Apparently we fought a rather large Ulmian army. Although 3 of my galas died, which rip. And all my gargoyles died. I do want to see this battle though. Because any battle you do, you can learn from, which is a general rule in this game. Leogryph. This is a large one with archers. Yeah, that makes about sense. So if it wasn't for my gargoyles, I probably would not have won this battle, being outnumbered 2-1. So I will admit that we have lost this now, as Zabalba will crush us in our next turn. I hope you people enjoyed this, and I hope you would watch another episode if I were to put up one. This was my first look at Dominions 5, and it was rather intriguing, I would have to say. Goodbye.